Yeah, yeah,
Okay, yo. What's up, y'all? It's the highest priestess in here, the Big Mama, Big Ken, Kendall No Jenner.
It's your auntie favorite nephew, but you can call me Wood.
It's your boy Cash App. There we go. Yeah. Flies in the wheelchair, man. We're here.
Sir, the credit champ, Kirron.
And it's the Inkster. You said what now? Yeah, it's the Inkster influence, Antoine, aka AJ from the Connected Experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
We gonna get right into it.
We on it.
Let's get it. Okay. Well, first off, AJ, tell us about your podcast and everything.
So yeah, the Connected Experience, man, is me and my twin brother. I'm AJ, he SJ. It's called the Connected Experience. So when we started the Connected Experience, originally it was to be just to interview podcast hosts. But the crazy thing about it is, in the city of Detroit, there wasn't even enough podcast hosts to keep that theme. You know what I mean? So the name, the Connected Experience, come from us just being well connected across the board everywhere we go. So we said, you know what we go do is we go connect our listeners with the dope people who we know, and that'll work out because that's our real lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Like that. And he from the town. From the town.
Yeah.
Come on, we'll get off on your stuff too, real quick. Credit champion.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I got it. Yeah. Because I got some questions.
What's going on?
I got some
Ask me
questions.
anything.
How did you
What's the
start?
question?
What
Yeah,
got you into
how you
credit?
get started? Because black folks just found out about credit 5 years ago, for real, collectively. I keep saying, like, everybody laugh when I say that, but I mean that though. Like, as a people,
On a high level,
like on a
yeah.
high level, like black people are just not learning that we need credit. Credit is
Everything.
Well, just like everybody else, I was going through like a little hardship. I started back in like 2017.
okay.
And really my uncle, they had been doing it before me, and then they put me on the game, and I just started studying. I was that year I was my license was suspended. That's how I really got into credit. My license was suspended. I was in the house all day. I don't really play games or nothing like that. So I just started studying credit, took classes and everything like that. And from there, I had started my business.
Okay.
Yeah, that's dope.
Educating myself like that.
That's what's up.
So what's the what? Because credit come off to me like a scam, man. I ain't
What's scamming about it? What you see? That's the part. That's,
So look,
that's how the world works right
so
now.
listen, yeah, you right. Scamming is where it's at right now.
No.
I feel you when you say that, because it's like, especially with black people finding out about it per se, they keep moving the goalposts, right? So I'm 40 years old, right? When credit was really becoming a thing, it was like you want a 700 credit score, like 700.
Right. The 700 club, 700
Right.
But
club.
everybody always say
700.
that, the 700 club, but like, I don't know about that, but I'm just saying, like, a person can have a 700, you know what I mean, and still not get approved.
Well, and that's what I was
It's the
saying,
myth,
that
you know what
they
I mean?
moved
Okay.
the goalposts, because that used to be A1 credit, 700, right? So when people start getting 700s, now it's a 850, right?
Okay.
And as people progressively learn more about it, I guarantee you it's going to be 1,000, because the more you put something out of reach, the more it's like people will be like, I had a 700, that used to be the best, forget it. Now it's 1,000 and my 700 is below average. You know what I mean? So when you say it's a scam, I get what you're saying 1,000%.
Because it's like, man, you get taxed for not using it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, look, so it's all about knowledge, you know what I mean? You can come up off of it, or, you can, people go through their whole life without having good credit, you know what I mean? They just like, why can't I get approved for this? Like a simple, like, apartment or something
Right.
like that, or they think credit cards is like the devil, you know what I mean? Like people shy
But
away
that's
from
what they
debt, you know what I mean?
Taught us that our grandparents don't get no
don't
credit
get no
card.
credit card.
That's
That was the
that
first
was
thing.
That's the main thing you need, you know what I mean? The more the better, you know what I mean? So people, I tell people all the time, more credit cards the better, more utilization the better for your credit, you know.
No, see, that's the first time I done heard more utilization. I done heard other people say,
I mean, it's good debt, bad debt, you know. People like credit cards got me in debt, it's hurting my credit, you know what I mean? Yeah, because you misused them.
Yeah, that percent is over 30%. So yeah, you got to keep it under or at 30%.
And a lot of people, I say really, I tell my clients like 0% or 10% really, just to keep it on the safe, but a lot of people preach the 30%, which is all right, but it's really like 10.
now when y'all say these 10s and these 30s, are we talking about the approval rate, or are we talking about at the rate that you use?
Like that you want to keep across, and that's a good question too. Like a lot of people, it's like across all your cards, they be like, oh, 30% on this card, on 30% on that card. No, across the board, you want to keep a solid 10%, between all your cards, so.
So that's why, to me, it kind of don't make sense because, like he said, you're penalized for not using it. So if you just keeping it at 10% across all cards, that's slightly ridiculous because my 10% and the next person 10% ain't the same. So say I got across the board, I got 5 cards, they worth $240,000 a piece. I mean, together. Like that's my credit utilization. Yeah, my limit altogether. I got that because I needed that, not because I want to stay at $2,500 across all 5 cards. Because if that's the case, I could just keep $2,500 with me. That's how like a logical person would think.
Right.
I mean, you can grow it. It's all about the balance. You know what I mean? First off, like banks, credit cards, they don't even like credit repair companies like a conflict of interest, because they're in business to put people in debt. You get what I'm saying? So it's like you can use it up. I wouldn't advise it because it's a Tetris game, but you can use your max amount every month. As long as your report date, by the time your report date, you have it paid off.
Down
You know what I mean? Then you're not paying them. That's how you really you can use it. Then you ask for them increases and everything like that. So
Yeah.
So what's the most important thing about credit?
understanding it, just like we were saying, like about the at the 700. You know what I mean? A person can have a 680 and another person can have a 800. You got to understand like the weight of it. If you go into a dealership and you got prior like car auto loan experience or whatever like that versus somebody that got a 750 because they added a few trade lines, they might just have like a secure car like a Chime or something like that self, and the other person will get approved. You know what I mean? It's like a fake out 700 versus a lengthy one. So it's just like a different variable about understanding like the debt to income ratio, things like that can cause you to get denied. So the most important thing about credit is understanding it first.
Okay.
So what's the difference between a trade line and a primary line?
Trade lines are like something you can purchase. You know what I mean? Like if you go on different sites, you purchase something illegal, something legal. You go on there, you can purchase some, but primary account is like one that you start yourself. Like if you go to the bank and start your own credit card, you know what I mean? Like that. Those look better to banks when you go in there looking for loans, credit cards, or even an auto loan. Primary accounts are better. Authorized user accounts, same thing. Like let's say I ask my man, oh, can I get on your car? You know what I mean? You put me on there as an authorized user. It's still not a primary on account. And if they do like a manual review, they'll see that as like a fake out. You know what I mean? So it'll affect the score different.
So how would a person get approved for an expensive car loan? Because I need to know.
Okay.
For real,
Well,
they be
look.
walking off the dealership with Bentleys and all type of stuff. So I'm trying to figure that out.
So like it's brackets,
G-Wagon.
levels to it. You know what I'm saying? So let's say a person got 3. If a person let's say like you said, like a Bentley, right? They might be like 100,000, right? So there's no way, even if you got a 750, 800, 850, there's no way you gonna walk into the dealership, no money down, and just get approved. And this your first car. You got to work your way up in brackets. So like I advise go get that 20, 25, get that Kia, get that $30,000 car, whatever. You know what I mean? 6 months to a year. That's another car, so you're not paying a lot of, because it's going to depreciate cars, so.
They always, as soon as you put off the lot.
Soon off the
Yeah.
lot,
Trade it
your car
in,
just
get it
went
paid.
down.
Get it paid off, you know what I mean? So now you got one closed auto loan on your account. Next car, the bank's going to like triple that, you know what I mean? So they got to see that you can be able to handle that type of debt, and then that's how you work your way up into that. So now you got those paid off. You got a couple of different credit cards, a mixture of debt on your credit. That's how you get up there to the.
So basically, credit is basically want you to stay in your money without being in your money.
Yeah,
baby.
to prove.
Because it's like they want you to show, like, in order
it's like
to
a
get this
report card.
score, that's wild. That's like having to show your work. You got the answer already all over again in school. That shit is
But
crazy.
this is why it's worse actually. Because it's so many different scores, right? So how you asked about the car, right?
Yeah,
So
'cause got
you
the
look on there,
TransUnion.
right? So let's just talk
Equal
FICO,
Flex.
right? We talking FICO. You looking at your FICO and you say, I want to go get a car. Now, when you look at your FICO and you going to get a car, they go use I think your FICO 10, right? I look real quick, but they go use your FICO 10 or whatever, which is different from if you was going to get a house. And every time you're going to get something different, these same numbers that you've been looking at change. So that's why like that is a scam. scam. I either got an 850 or I don't. Right, and if it's the same variations, because they all looking at the same thing, debt utilization, bad reported accounts, good reported accounts, debt to income ratio, and amount of money you make a year. If y'all all looking at the same thing, and my FICO score is say 800, why when I'm going to get a car now it's a 749, right? Because now it's a FICO 8 or whatever.
On top, hold on, brother.
Okay,
on
go
top
ahead,
of the
'cause
fact, on top of the fact that when you're doing this type of stuff, especially through a car, you got to tell these dealerships not to run your Social Security through 10 different places to see who's going to pick your loan up. So then that means I got 10 hard inquiries on my shit from one dealership.
So wait a minute, pause. How many
FICO
FICOs
8,
is it?
FICO 8 for auto loans is FICO 8, okay?
How many are there?
It's like, you know,
It's 10.
It's a lot.
I heard of FICO 9.
It's
8.
10.
I never heard of all these other ones.
So look, it's
You know
like you
what I'm
got
saying?
when people go on like Credit Karma, that's a popular app.
That's
they
a
not
vantage
understand-
point, ain't
That's
it?
a
Vantage
vantage score. That's
3.0.
not even FICO.
Okay.
So the thing is, like, it's different. The reason why it's different charts because it's different scales. So say like if a person had child support, right, it only shows up on Experian. So your score might be different because it's not factored into to the lender that's
Pulling you.
exactly.
Doing
So
the inquiries.
they might not even factor that in. So that changes versus one that does add that into the equation. And when you go for a car, they only go through your trans. See, it's important. Like that's why I say that's the most important thing is to know about credit first, because they don't. You know, you might be looking at your Experian. Oh, I gotta. You know, you might be good, but on TransUnion, you might be messed up, and that's why you get denied for the
Well,
car.
okay, so what you should also preference that is TransUnion is total. Nobody really using the TransUnion Vantage. So when you look on Credit Karma,
right.
whatever you get, right? Okay, so this one thing that I do know, right? That's why people say get a 740 FICO, right? Because if you have a 740 FICO, you already know that places like TransUnion and everything will be higher. TransUnion is really just good to look at your inquiries and what's on your credit report. Other than that, that Vantage score is misleading you. You feel what I'm saying? Because if you think you got a 700 on because you looked on TransUnion and you done researched the credit card, say like an American Express. So I researched the American Express. I know I need a 700. I looked on my Credit Karma and then I got a 720. But then when I go, I get denied. It's because that they don't pull from the TransUnion that you seen on Credit Karma. They go pull from something else, which is a FICO, I think a FICO 2 or something that's more accurate. So Credit Karma really misleads you to think you up here and you really like right here. You know what I mean? And it's only because they can make money from it. All of this stuff is because they can make money, because if it was straight laced across the board, it'd be one FICO score. It'd be one place to check this. You know what I mean? If you look at your Equifax on TransUnion, then you look at it on FICO, it's different. How are these things different? Because we can make money doing this. Who gonna stop us? They just Equifax or Experian, they just got sued because they was doing this. They messed up people scores when they was trying to go get homes. So you're doing a super hard inquiry on something that I'm probably gonna spend the most on in my life. I'm getting denied, but I know I got everything in order. And then it was in a 3-week span. Well, what 3-week span? Because if you thinking I've been going to work, I got my debt to income ratio low, I got my 20%. If I'm putting down 20%, and then I'm denied, and then they come out months later while I'm denied, like that's a flaw in the system. And it's like, come on, man, what we doing?
But a lot of people they don't even so they might go to different, like you said, American Express, or if we talking about a car, if we talking about an apartment, you got to know, so you're not wasting the card. You got to know what credit bureau, what does that lender, which credit bureau they pull from, because you might just be wasting your
and
time
you can
anyway.
ask that
You know what I mean?
too. You can ask that. I always ask
do
before I
research.
even let somebody pull something.
no, I know.
Who you pulling from?
No, yeah, I have. I worked this job, and they secured, like, we did the backup if they systems went down.
Yeah.
So we would see like certain contracts and stuff like that, and it would be issues to where like the dealership then still ran these people credit through lines that they didn't already ask them not to run from type shit, because something about the different lenders type situation.
So I do got a question. Can you sue somebody for doing that?
You can sue. You can sue the credit bureaus, you know what I mean, for $1,000 up to each violation. But you know, that's if they don't remove it, because you know the law, Fair Credit Reporting Act law is it must be 100% accurate. So you want to dispute that first, and you want to dispute it properly. You know what I mean? Keep proper documentation. A lot of people, and if we're talking about like the suing process, like a lot of you can sue. You can dispute over the phone, through mail, or online. And the proper way is through mail, so you got all your documentation. A lot of people dispute online through like Credit Karma, like through the app, and what they don't know is like it's in the terms and conditions. So whatever the outcome may be, it might be extremely hard for you to get it removed if you if you dispute again, versus if you did it through the mail, you reserve all your rights. So you gotta just be mindful.
So basically, keep your receipts.
Gotta keep
Exactly.
that receipt.
Keep your receipts and do it via mail, because once you click the terms and conditions, so you think about when you open apps and they be like, oh, it's updated terms and conditions, you just click OK, right? Especially with the credit bureaus, they play them games.
Like a signature almost.
So I just heard the other day that they are not bureaus. You're not supposed to call them bureaus.
You're right. They really just companies.
Yeah,
private
companies.
I worked in the mortgage industry for like wild years, right? And it's all type of companies that regular people don't know about, that store this same information, but you just can't get to them. You know what I mean? Like you can get to an Equifax and stuff like that. Like it's a company out there called CoreLogic that's way more powerful than all three of those places combined. And they down to the T where I can type your name in and everything will come up about you. Every single thing, right? But this is, I can see what you was disputing. So if I got certain access with CoreLogic, I can see it. So that's way more powerful. It's just that people don't know about these things, and like he said,
the three big ones, they the biggest.
They just the three big ones, but they not the three powerful ones. Because CoreLogic, a motherfucker, boy. Because when I got to knowing about that, I'm like, what the fuck? You feel what I'm
and
saying?
that's who they go to verify.
They'll go through them. Yeah, that makes sense though. That makes sense. Keep the little man quiet and let him do all the work. They collect the money, but everybody else just keep.
Hey, when I seen that CoreLogic, I said, "Oh, this is a different ball game." You know what I'm saying?
So who would y'all prefer for someone, like if I was going to get a home loan, who would I actually try to go through as far as like a bank that's going to be a good approval, that has like a higher approval rate versus any other bank?
Or wait, or should it go through a credit union? Because I wanted to throw that in there too.
Yeah,
because that's the next thing too. Like
I know Navy.
I heard like
at the top,
Well, I got one of those.
Yeah, because they approved me for my
I got the Navy Federal.
yeah, they approved me for my unsecured credit card, so and it was right off the bill. So
Man, they need that access number, get at me. You hear me?
I need it.
And that's the thing, like people are like, for a car, they only gonna check TransUnion. People like, oh, I want to get an apartment that's Experian. You know what I mean? If you want to get a house, you got to make sure all three of your credit bureaus is together. Because they're gonna go through all three. So
because they use a middle score with the house. You know what I'm saying? So really, and this is like he said, I just had locked in one day and learned all this stuff, and it's like I'm no expert by far, but it's like if I know more than the person I'm sitting next to, I feel obligated to tell you. You know what I mean?
But let me tell y'all, if y'all don't tell, y'all will be held accountable on Judgment Day. You gotta tell that information. Yes, you do. Any type of information that you have, you are supposed to tell it.
Some Islamic background? That's an Islamic principle right there.
No, it's just a laws of life.
You know, that is like an Islamic principle. Like you supposed to tell your brother and sister like stuff that you know. But like even it's like he said, like all of these places that you go to, for one, they work together because they work together and they fighting for your business. I don't know who you would go to because that's based on your situation, but I know not to go to Wells Fargo because Wells Fargo has a practice of treating people who identify as black terrible. Like, so when we went through the pandemic, like rates were like the lowest that they had ever been. So people was refinancing their house like crazy. And with all of these people refinancing, Wells Fargo was one of the top places rejecting people refinances. So then when they go over that and say like, why everybody else getting all these refinances and y'all rejecting a high amount, right? Oh, it turns out that these people, black people. So that's one racist practice that they was known for. They also was doing stuff where you was going to open an account, right? So you open a banking account, they opening savings accounts and stuff in people name that they don't even know exist because they trying to run up and get incentives and stuff. And this was happening to black people, you know what I mean? So I just never bank with Wells Fargo, you know what I mean? And so I don't put nothing in their hands because they just show time after time. But it's the institution. It's all one. But you know what I mean? So it's like you just got to go what's best for you. Right now it's really based on the interest rate. You know what I mean?
Because I heard that GMAC was one of those people that were racist as well. Because my mother had her home loan through them and they did some stuff that they was supposed to.
Yeah.
And they just offered outright. This was like, all right, you give us $5,000, you can walk away with the house.
Yeah.
And she took that option. Like, well, $5,000, that's it. I don't have to pay no house note. This is it. And they was like, yeah, because they had a class action lawsuit. If I'm
and
not
I was about
mistaken.
to say, rather than pay everybody, we just go.
Y'all can have the house.
We don't even want it because they already done made the money off of it. You know what I'm saying?
Keep that little raggedy motherfucker.
Right. We gonna do this again. The people with 10 years go, we need that one.
You'll
You
be
know what I
back.
mean?
That's how they be feeling too. Like, yeah, it's all right. You gonna need another loan. You gonna need me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got a whole nother cash cow coming in. Wow.
Now we are tapped into the Must Be Two Sides part of the podcast. Yeah.
What you got to ask, Wood?
I got a few questions to ask, but to start off, first question I'm gonna ask is, if you had to give up sex or lose your taste buds, which one would you choose?
For me, it'd be sex, because that's easy.
Why is that easy?
Because it's discipline.
Oh, okay.
I don't have to have sex. That's just, I'm a more of a touchy-feely type person. I don't have to have sex. Like,
Well, where they touching and what they feeling?
my hands, my body.
I'm
They not
just
touching my cooter, mama. Ain't
Okay.
touching that, because I'm going to move your hand quick. Don't touch her. We ain't doing that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
I can go without sex.
Yeah.
That's a wild.
I went a year and a half without sex.
Yeah.
That's just real women. It's easy for y'all.
That's
No,
women.
that's a stereotype, man. That shit.
But it's a mental thing, though. It's a mental thing, too. It's a
It
mental
is a
thing. It's a
mental
mental
thing.
thing. It's a mental thing, of course.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, man. I don't want to give up neither one, bro. You feel me? Like
For life?
Yeah. I don't want
Well, I was about to say,
How long is it? Is it for
How
life?
long is it? I say a year.
Oh, well,
for a
that's
year?
easy. Yeah,
I
that's
say a
easy.
year.
Give up sex. I'd rather have my taste buds. I want to taste
Yeah, I gotta
the food.
eat.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I smoke weed. I got
Yeah.
to. It's over. Listen, I'm paralyzed anyway. Fuck you, bitch.
You a funny.
I ain't even gonna hold you up. Shit.
Yeah, I'm
you
giving
wanna
up
go
sex
eat?
too, cause having them taste buds is just something different. You feel what I'm
what?
saying?
Yeah.
Some shit you eat feel like sex. Like, ooh, that
Man.
was good.
Like I said,
so
I smoke weed. This shit hit different sometimes. You hear me? A peanut butter and jelly sandwich to put me down right off the right
Right.
weed. You
Yeah.
Is it
understand?
strawberry jelly or a grape?
Hey,
You
know
better
what?
say strawberry.
I ain't gonna lie. Hey, grape got a nigga in a chokehold.
Strawberry.
Yeah.
Look, no. Grape jelly or grape jam, cause that's the difference too.
Yep.
Yes.
Jam.
I don't know the difference between. No, I ain't gonna even lie. It
Yeah.
be Smuckers. I'm
I
a
like-
Smuckers person, so I don't know if that's jelly or
They
if
got
it's
both of
jam.
them, too.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like
Hey,
I don't know
I
if it's
know
Smuckers
one day
jelly
because I
or
just
jam.
read the thing like, what the fuck
Nah,
is this? You
but
feel
look
me?
though, I put y'all up on something we don't got here in Michigan though.
Yeah,
They got apple jelly.
yeah. Oh, I
Okay,
know
that's
that.
it.
Yeah, I heard of
Okay,
that.
I was about to
Yeah.
say, because as a kid,
Peach,
we only had
marmalade,
that.
all of
Yeah,
that.
the marmalade, the peach, that's, you know what I'm saying? But we used to have the apple jelly. I used to go to my grandma's house in Chicago. Like, that was a favorite. I know all my cousins are going to hop on here. Like, he ain't never.
Yeah.
Like, my grandma in Chicago, like, she done got older now, but, like, that's that grandma that it was guaranteed every Saturday we waking up to pancakes.
Yeah, yeah.
And she done made enough pancakes to where
For the neighborhood.
for the next day, and it's
Yeah.
only like 5 of it, but it was a house full of boys for real. You know what I'm saying? And it's the grandma house who everybody got their own juice, their own snacks, but it's still a chip bag hanging off the door. It's still juices on the floor. It's waters on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had their individual snacks type shit. So it was just different. But yeah, I need my taste buds.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna
I'm
hold you
rolling
up.
with the
I
taste
need
buds,
them.
too.
I need them.
What you picking, big dog?
I'm going with that grape jelly.
You
the
need
grape
your-
jam. No.
You need your taste buds, or you gonna lose your taste buds, or you gonna
For a year?
yeah.
Because there's some freaky niggas out here. When you just said that, you could be fucking the jelly. We can't do that. That ain't no disrespect, but I'm just saying, you gotta.
It is some real people out here.
I'm gonna lose the taste buds for the year. I'm gonna say
Oh
that.
man.
See, he was fucking that jelly. He wanted you feel what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie.
Oh man.
All right.
Hold on, wait a minute, bro. We just can't get off that, Wood.
What?
A whole year, bro. No taste buds.
Yeah, it's gonna
Have you ever lost your taste buds?
I'm
you
gonna
ever
find out that year.
Moving forward, that's all I did right there.
All right. I know Cass answer to this question, but if you were someone tell you, congratulations, you just won a lifetime supply of, what would it be? Fill in the blank.
For me, it'd be sanitary napkins. So shit, they capitalize off some shit that I have to use. Period. So yes, give me a lifetime of motherfucking pads. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
Yes,
A
them bitches is
lifetime?
yes.
Always.
Them bitches is expensive.
I'm saying though, out of everything, you gonna
Yes,
pick.
I'd rather the
Hey, that's
fucking-
real though.
Yeah.
I like that. Thanks.
Life supply.
Yeah, life supply or something.
give me knife supply of sanitary napkins.
I would say gas, but that's about to, the electric about to be up out of there. About to take that out. So I don't know.
Yeah, but it's always gonna be some old school cars. Like
Yeah.
this shit ain't going
Yeah.
nowhere. Don't let the school taste food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, y'all want that electric.
That's
Y'all
a trillion dollar
y'all keep
industry.
listen. Y'all keep talking about all this electric shit, and I'm all for saving the environment. But all right, y'all keep playing with this AI, with this how this shit going on. If y'all want to, all
But
right.
see, that's another thing.
Let
A
me
lot
give
of
you to
people
some
don't.
game. That ain't saving the
Wait a
environment
minute.
because you have to plug it up.
Yeah.
Where do you think like the fossil fuels are
That's
still being
hello.
burned?
That's $1 trillion or $0
Yeah.
industry, bro.
Yeah,
Like
Hey, but
that's
y'all
not
know-
going nowhere.
Y'all know what's crazy though? Like, I don't know if y'all remember though, but I will never forget. They was telling us about greenhouse effect and shit. When I swear to God, I remember that shit being on the
Yeah.
beep test when I was like in the first grade. They was
Yeah,
saying
elementary.
around about this time, like
Yeah.
the shit
Like they
gonna,
was
shit gonna be
telling us.
fucked up
Yeah,
because
they was
it's
telling
gonna
us.
be too many cars on the road. Because back then they were saying the economy is boosting.
Yeah.
It's a lot of more jobs. It's new technology and shit that's about to be coming out. It's about to be a whole nother different, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
wave of shit. And it's just like, nah, we really like living that shit. And this shit kind of scary. I ain't gonna lie.
So I'm just
I
trying
don't
to
wanna
figure out
grow
with
up.
them with all this electric shit. Like, where the fuck am I supposed to plug this shit up at? If I do
Your
it at my
garage?
house, okay, so my garage, my electric bill.
Exactly.
You
That's
gotta
what I'm
look at
saying.
shit like that.
Yeah.
And
listen, it's different.
that shit'll catch on fire. Them Teslas was catching on fire
Yeah,
in
I ain't
motherfuckers'
never heard nothing
driveways.
about that.
Yeah, because you
What?
know if it's but when it's too hot, you can't drive them.
Yeah.
The jeweler guy from California, I think Benny the jeweler or something like that.
Ben Baller or
Ben
something.
Baller, yeah, Ben Baller. He had a whole little episode with them because his son was having an asthma attack or something like that.
Yeah.
And the car had like went to a override, and he literally had to, it wasn't doing none of the override stuff that they had for the doors to open. He literally
Yeah.
had to kick his window out in order to get his son out.
Especially
he
because
had
you know
to
they
tell
can
Tesla.
upload that. I mean, they can update your shit like you know they can just like an Apple update,
like-
but you don't
yeah.
agree to it. It just start up. So what if
Update
you
your
driving
shit.
and shit? You feel what I'm saying?
You
Like
should just stall out on out of nowhere.
Man,
Me?
can't be an op in a Tesla in the wrong neighborhood. Your shit update. That's your ass, boy.
With that life
Yeah.
supply, I guess.
Give me a life supply of. I don't even know. I don't.
I ain't gonna lie.
Cause I can do without a lot of shit. Like,
See, everybody gonna think I'm gonna say I want a life supply of weed.
I was
That
gonna
ain't
say- I
it.
thought you was
That
gonna
ain't-
say
no,
that.
I don't want that. I don't even want that. I smoke weed every day. I'm gonna pay for this shit. Free weed ain't good weed. That's,
That shit be nasty. I just
Hello?
heard my little sister
You
say
hear
she
me?
threw some weed out the window the
Yeah,
other day.
like,
It was
that
nasty.
shit that people be trying to give you free sometimes. It don't be.
Plus that shit ain't that they can work out for
You
'em.
feel me?
that's not always
Cause
true.
I ain't gonna lie, before we got here, right? I gotta get this off my chest. I still feel offended about what happened. So we at the store down the street, you know what I'm saying? Get the champagne for the show. And there's a little bum out there. Well, I don't even think he a bum. You know what I'm saying? Unky out there. You feel me?
Panhandling.
He out there panhandling. I ain't tripping because he ain't bothering nobody. You know what I'm saying? So he out there panhandling. But at the same time, it's just like he walk over to the car. And I had some dollars in my book bag that I was prepared to get. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's Sunday. I know what you want. You feel
yeah.
me? He say, yeah, nephew, let me buy that blunt off for you. Hell no.
Damn.
Hell no. You better off. Listen, you not getting my weed or some money, bro. You better off asking me for a couple of dollars, bro. You ain't
Right.
getting this. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. And I'm down to the end too. Hell no. Ain't get my goddamn weed.
Ain't that here? Let me get that weed.
Hell no.
That's how Unky sound when he walked up to the car.
Man, he
like-
definitely sounded like that too. He like, ooh, it smell good. Oh, man. Oh. I'm like, yeah, it smell great. You did them. I ain't got nothing for you. You still ain't said what I'm expecting you to say. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I don't be getting mad. Like I know I get high. Shit, I'm not about to stop you from getting high.
Right.
You feel me? You getting high might stop you from killing somebody today. You feel
That's
me?
what I
Like,
said.
and people gotta understand that. Cause it be like people be like, oh, well, you just playing off until they them being sick. You don't understand shit. Some people be so far grown off these drugs and shit. They need that shit. You don't
Man,
know.
Ross
You
might-
about to, they might go stick your granny. You
What was
don't
that
know
movie?
type shit.
The movie with Wesley Snipes and Samuel Jackson. When he was Gator, he like, I do it. I like
Oh,
getting high.
It's a Spike
'Cause
Lee
I'm a
movie. Crackhead. That nigga said, she told some Gator, what happened to the TV? I sold the TV, mama. That shit was funny as fuck.
Wasn't that Jungle Fever?
Yeah, it was Jungle
I
Fever.
ain't hear that.
Yeah, because Wesley's like, yeah.
Man, shit has changed a long time too, boy. Cause drugs is different now. Like
Yeah.
you gotta think. Like I be mad as hell. If my little cousin be starting off on good ass weed. Like y'all be smoking Y'all smoking size. I had to smoke Reggie's.
Reggie's, smoke grass.
And now that I know what Reggie's is, I'm like, no wonder my eyes was red. Smoking all them pesticides and shit they was spraying on that shit back in the day and shit. Eyes red than the devil's dick.
I'm going with a lifetime supply of spring water, bro.
Spring water?
Yeah, because you can use that for anything you need, bro. I'm going with spring water.
People don't be knowing you're supposed to have that spring water. That spring water, what they give you in the hospital. It's a natural filler.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll agree with that. I'll say that's spring water out of everything.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. A natural supply, like, it would have to be, like, for me, it got to be something like,
Plentiful.
give me, like, a natural electricity. Oh, go ahead, girl, boy. What you want?
Give me love. You know what? That's
See,
real
I ain't know
authentic
if I
right
was
there.
going with something like that because
Yeah.
my
If it was
initial
something like
answer was
that.
good health, a lifetime supply of good health.
health.
Yeah.
But that's why I said the spring water in case it had to be like
If it had to be a thing,
something you got
yeah,
to have.
thing, but something like that, hell yeah, love me. Shit, I want to be loved.
There you
I
go.
love love.
You get that.
Love me.
I get that. Do we all have kids here?
Yeah, I got two.
Everybody?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. If your okay, nephew, niece for you then, girl. But dang, if your child committed a crime, would you take the fall for your child?
It depends on what it's for.
Story with the
It depends
pops,
on what it did.
with the guy that told on his son.
Oh yeah, he a
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ain't take the fall. That nigga said
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
Yeah. He the fall, nigga. He ain't take
Told
the
on-
told on.
No, it
I ain't gonna lie,
it
though, he-
depends on
he-
what it is. You know what I mean? Like, it depends on what it is in my age, right? So say I'm 70 and I only worked it out to live to 80. Fuck it, you know what I'm saying? Now, if I'm in there and you still fucking up, then we got a problem. Because
Yeah, that was the next thing,
if I'm going
too.
to sacrifice myself, it got to be like, because you go ahead, like you fucked up, I'll be on this house arrest for 10 years for you. Now, you go out there and do the same shit, we about to jump your ass. You
Gotcha.
know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
Yeah, 'cause
Fucking
it,
indeed. Jump that little nigga.
it'd be like that too. Because it'd be like, all right, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, and you turn around and do the same shit. Now you in here next to me.
No, I ain't giving them the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, I know
I'm
you did
just,
the shit.
Yeah, you're like,
No,
I
I'm saying
know.
as far as like that they're gonna change the benefit of the doubt that they're gonna change their ways after you done sacrifice.
No, this
Give
is
that
going
up
to
for
be
them.
a conversation because
It
I can't
depends.
give you the
I ain't-
benefit of the doubt because you a human.
Yeah,
you feel what I'm
that-
saying? And I got,
yeah.
and it's a lot of shit that factor into that. Like, I can't think you right just because you my daughter. I can't give you the benefit of the doubt because when you turn around, when I ain't there, you who you are.
Exactly.
I'm gonna work something out with you. Like, I'm gonna take this for you, but you can't go out there and fuck this up because you could have learned your lesson in this motherfucker. You feel what I'm saying?
I be doing that with Kendall right now. With my daughter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, man, listen, I don't.
You gotta eat
Just had to
that.
get in her ass the other day. Like,
Yeah.
I be doing everything you be doing.
How old is your daughter?
My daughter 11.
Yeah, my daughter is
You
too.
see what I'm saying? I know
Yeah.
everything you be doing, but just because your daddy don't say nothing to you about it, don't mean like you had nothing from me. Like I be letting her know all the time, you ain't slick, you me.
Yeah, and that's how I look at it too. Like, you know
Like
what I mean?
Like those of us who got daughters and we really active, like I don't know what it is about these new little girls. They act just like they. If you in your daughter life,
She
your
is spit
daughter,
limit.
she got
Yeah.
every from down to the mannerisms, damn near down to like my daughter be saying shit sometimes. I be like, whoa, hold up, bring it down. But
Yeah.
then I be like, you my
That's some shit
blood.
I-
You feel me? Like you a hatcher. You in there. You
Yeah.
gonna say we different.
Yeah.
Built tough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like your daddy got shot 7 times. Your auntie got shot 9 times. My sister got shot 9 times. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like we here. You feel me?
Yeah.
We don't. We different.
We get it.
You
I
feel
get
me?
it,
Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that shit be. And now, like, I was looking at her earlier today. I'm like, God damn. She
looks
really
like it,
11. Like,
So yeah, 11. What's that? Middle school? Her
she
school?
is going to 6th grade.
Yeah, but is it at the middle school or is it the same school like
think
elementary?
I think this school. I think this might be her last year there. This
Yeah, see,
might
like
be her
my
last
daughter
little
going
thing.
to like another school, a middle
Okay,
school and
yeah.
shit, and then
And
I
that's
just
where it hit different.
That's exactly
That's 7,
it.
that's 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, and it's a lot of influence because when I was 11, I got showed my first QP at 11. So
Yeah.
and
It
I'm
be
from the
hard.
hood, so it's different.
It be the,
Different.
and the crazy part about this shit is like, with us being parents, the scary thing for me is just the fact of the matter knowing like our parents made sure we did everything right, but when you get to school, school is like its own community.
Yeah, I always tell my wife like we not even parenting against nothing but the outside influences.
Period.
You feel what I'm saying? Because when they get to school and get to hanging with their core group and shit, like yo, I gotta know these people. I gotta see if they parents in their life. I gotta know if they live with grandma because that's like how much is the kid giving and taking. A motherfucker can run over their grandparents. You feel what I'm saying? A motherfucker can run over their parents, but then at some point the parent might be like, "Nah, fuck that." A grandparent, nigga, they about to, they especially if they older. You feel what I'm saying?
You gotta think though too though. It was those kids who ain't get caught. I was one of the ones who ain't get caught.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like I knew half the shit we was, especially them extra days. Like what the shit that we was doing running through the projects, bro. I told my mama not like, hell no. If she knew now what was going on, hell no, you ain't going out there.
Right. Like, listen,
Fuck
bro.
no.
I never had a curfew, ever. So I've been outside since I was 9, and just, you feel me?
And that's what I'm saying.
And it's not a good or bad thing, but then I was thinking like, hell no, my daughter would never be able to say she never had a curfew. You feel what I'm saying? Like, no, you how old? You better be on this. You feel?
Yeah.
Better be in this house.
Yeah, you ain't going no further than that second step after a certain time.
Hear me?
You feel what I'm saying?
Listen, God bless Auntie Wendy Soul, but boy,
Yeah.
we got the calling for Monique and Fallon and them. Boy, we
Yeah.
heard, man, you could have been across the Ave. You heard Wendy French calling for her kids, and that's when we knew. Oh shit! Look down at the look and find the clock. Oh, it's 8 o'clock. We got till 8:30 because that's when the street lights come on. And if we ain't back on Spruce and Pine by that time, that is your ass, Mr. Postman.
Yeah, see, so like we started out, because I'm from the town, but the whole city, you know what I mean? But we started out on Spruce and Annapolis. You feel what I'm saying? My grandma, so my grandma lived on Annapolis, and then my dad and them was from over there. So we lived over there and went over there. My cousin, Black, God bless the dead, you know, he Saigon, him and Uda, they the Saigon mascots. You feel what I'm saying? And then like Monique and them, you know what I'm saying? Like, my motherfucking, you know, them my dogs and shit. So it's like I said, we ain't never had to be in. So especially back then, we riding our bike everywhere
All day.
And it's
but
like,
you know what too? It was just like it was a different time back then too, though.
Yeah.
Because you know what I'm saying. And Easter, it was nothing for you to get your ass whooped. You gonna get your ass whooped right here, and they about to. Matter of fact, they gonna walk you around the corner.
yeah.
And you gonna get your ass beat again when you get to the crib type shit. But it ain't the type of times like that no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it's too much weird
Don't
ass
touch the
shit.
people,
Like,
kid. Don't touch that child.
we ain't that, and then it just be people be on weird ass shit now. Like people be kidnapping people, like kidnapping and shit, and people napping. That shit, that's real shit. Now.
Real
Like,
shit.
you know what I'm
Sex
saying?
slaves
Like,
in the basement type shit.
yeah, like that shit really happening now. Like, and it's crazy because you would think like this is some new ass shit, but it's only like new because now we got technology
The coverage,
and talking
yeah,
and the coverage
yeah.
about that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nothing new under the sun. You know what I'm saying? This shit been going on.
Especially kidnapping, like, I don't know, like, it used to be this movie called I Know My First Name is Steven. Anybody ever saw that?
No,
That's
but I'm
the
gonna look
ill
it up.
ass movie. So
You say I know my first name is Steven.
Listen,
Apple TV.
he got kidnapped, right?
Okay.
But he didn't get killed, and then they found him, and he went back home, and he was like, I'm not the person who was kidnapped. I'm me, and y'all got the right person, but I was living a different life with my kidnapper, and
yeah.
that's
You
what
know
I
what?
like better.
What?
You feel what I'm saying?
You know what? Now, that sound like that movie, The Room.
Yeah. See, I ain't seen that
Okay,
shit.
so The Room.
You say I know my first name.
It's Steven. It's
It
old
came out
as
in like
fuck.
'89.
Yeah, they used to show that on like PBS and shit as like a cautionary kidnapping
Okay,
tale.
okay.
Like,
They said it's a TV show.
yeah, like you would get kidnapped. Like, don't be out here on no bullshit. Because I think he got kidnapped riding his bike or some shit. And then I think he wasn't even far from his home. But
Yeah,
that
it's
was the
always like
thing.
that.
Yeah, so it's like, he wasn't even.
That's
he
kind
like,
of how like The Room was.
Yeah.
So The Room on Netflix, and basically like this girl,
Right there.
she gets kidnapped, and they end up having a baby. She end up having a baby with the kidnapper. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So little dude end up sooner or later he end up getting out
Yeah.
somehow, and
I know what you're talking about. I seen that.
he ended up going around the corner. He literally went around the corner around the train track.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And somebody ended up finding him, and the guy who was the kidnapper ended up getting caught. So he ended up finding everybody type shit. And she ended up going back to her real family, and her daddy just couldn't accept the son.
Yeah.
She had to leave because
Yeah.
he kept looking at the son like, you know what I'm saying? I can't love him like how you love him because like that ain't what we playing for you type shit. Like
Yeah.
I think she was with dog for like 15 years.
Yeah.
Like that. She got kidnapped when she was like super young. So he
Yeah.
like groomed her up type shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
All right. Got a few more questions before we get up out of here. Got a few more minutes. If everybody was in the room that you've had sex with, and you walk in, you only got 4 words to say. What are them 4 words?
So for me, my 4 words gonna be, what's everybody's name again?
Mine's is damn, it's empty in here. Because it never happened. Never happened.
I wouldn't know what to say.
I ain't gonna hold you up.
What the fuck?
I ain't even rolling in there. Fuck that.
So you ain't rolling in there?
I'm about to roll, man. I ain't even rolling in. I'm about to. Shit, I ain't even walk in. You hear me, girl, boy? I ain't even walk in. I roll. Oh, I turned around. This ain't for me.
This ain't like
This
the
ain't
wrong
for me.
room.
This can't be for me because what all y'all in here doing together? Fuck is this? I gotta be dead. You don't even like her.
Yeah,
I know you don't like her.
right. Now, what if they all in there though for a legendary freak off? You still rolling back out?
Oh, I'm rolling in.
Yeah, so that's why,
Yes, I bet.
that's why I gotta know what's everybody's name because this might turn into some good shit.
Let me tell you something.
My glass half full, bro. If I look at everything for the positive, you feel me?
Hey, listen. What? Oh, they trying to do that?
I ain't trying to turn no shit like that. Shit, that's just bust those on me. Hell no, I ain't trying to do no shit like that. Oh no.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all can tell them all. Yep. They slayed me, brother. They sure did. Boy, they had to perk me up. You hear me?
The Perky Man.
You
Say
hear
the
me?
Perky Man.
Man, listen, when I
Perky
left,
Man.
I was drained and dead. You understand me?
I know your part words are call the Perky Man. Your part words right there.
You hear me? What? Man, call the honey pack, man. Fuck that. Fuck them perks. Could you do something like that? He said, what?
So the
I'm
honey
on
pack?
that. What? Oh, y'all do.
Say, ooh, yeah.
Man, let me drink my drink.
All right.
Sip your drink.
We're going to get real serious real quick, too. Why do y'all feel we don't care no more?
What you mean by that? You kind of that's kind
Like
of
it.
Yeah,
in the
that's kind
open.
of like, yeah.
Like, as far as in just the world just itself, but just like even yourself, like you don't care like you used to, or the things you've been through, you've numbed to everything else. Does that make sense?
To be honest with you, I care more, bro. You know what I mean? Like being a parent, that made me care more about like shit that I didn't give a fuck about. You feel what I'm saying? Because before you a parent, why you give a fuck about the school system? Like you out of it. You didn't graduate. You went to college. You can feel like it's some bullshit. But like now that I'm a parent, I'm like, oh no, I'm up here. I'm up at this school to see like what's going on. I'm listening to school board meetings. So like I care more because I'm not responsible for just me. You know what I mean? So. It's wild as fuck out here, man. Especially because I got daughters. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta be honest, my daughter's like really cute. You know what I'm saying? So I care more when a guy who I think just like too old looking that way is like, nigga, you better be 12 years old because that's the cutoff for her. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like I give a fuck. I can't even front. I give a fuck. Especially, look, we from Inkster, right? I'm about to hip you to some game, right? So Inkster don't got no school district, right? So this is why people should care more. Because what do that mean? That mean if it's no school district, what? Pedophiles can move to Inkster because there's no school buildings, technically, that they have to be away from. You feel what I'm saying? So I give a fuck about that. And if
I ain't never even thought about
come
no
on,
shit
dog.
like that.
See, because I care more. Because it's like, wait a minute, it ain't no school
Hey, you
district.
gotta put the clap on that, cause I ain't. God damn.
No, for real.
Once they tore the
Seriously.
buildings down,
Bro,
once they tore the
what?
school buildings down, that's it. Because there's no technical parks, right? So Colonial
to
Park is like the
register,
only
nothing
park,
no more.
right?
Right.
So if they tear the school buildings down, now this school building is
It's
not
not
the
there.
address. So I can move anywhere. I could be a pedophile who kidnapping
ain't
kids,
never
putting them in
thought
the
about
basement.
no
You
shit
feel what
like
I'm saying?
that.
So it's like, no, I care about that type shit, dog.
Yeah, you got to.
True.
A lot of people don't care. Just like with the little girl getting killed. Where the fuck was everybody parents at downtown? Like, why was y'all inside this damn apartment building? There's nothing but 14 and 15-years in here. Y'all got a gun.
This is what's,
Hey,
when
but you
this
know,
happened.
This
but I ain't gonna
was-
lie though.
what's
I
Fourth
see
of
when you say
July?
shit like
Okay,
that though,
okay,
it be
yeah.
like, cause it's different times though too. Like you gotta think like these new kids.
Yeah, they don't.
They
want
don't.
that.
They
Yeah,
not scared
no,
of
bro.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like these new kids, like they don't respect don't got. They don't even know what that word mean no more. Like these
No
little
moral
niggas, these
compass.
they ain't got no moral compass. They don't know shit about respect. You see what I'm saying? Like for us, it was more so like we was worried and concerned about. My main thing when I was coming up, please don't call my mama and please don't call Ricky Don Hatcher.
But
Please.
you got to remember, a lot of these parents are the
Yep,
same
and-
age as
yeah,
these kids. So
and so what be happening is this: ain't no more grandmas, ain't no more nobody's around this whole and people accountable because my people grew up how I'm growing up and how I'm raising my daughter type shit. Like I'm still scared of my mama. I don't
Yeah.
play with Tracy Cassandra at all.
Yeah.
I don't play with my mama at all on no type of foreign or nothing. I'm 33 years old and I still know that lady got a right hand out this world. You feel me? Like
Right.
I'm not playing with her like that. These new kids, they don't have that type of reverence no more, so they don't care. Like, why you think all these little niggas running around? Like, when we was young, we was running around trying to get money. If somebody got killed, that shit happened because the situation has occurred over and over and over and over again. Right now, these new ones, they taking it there right then and there. We ain't know nothing about no fucking. They got 30s.
30s, man. I seen niggas with rocket launchers. Niggas, you feel what I'm saying? Like
they got, and you got to think, they into some way other shit. We sold drugs. We ain't know nothing about no internet scamming, and I can play this person on the internet. I can get my older cousin's pictures and post her on this site and have all these niggas
Cash Apping,
they got all this other shit. So they playing with the world is different and it's scary as hell.
Scary ain't the word,
You see what I'm
man.
saying?
It's like it's just like, come on, dog. Like,
Wild
Like
Wild
it's
West.
really like the wild. And then you gotta think like it ain't just shit that's just happening in the hood. This shit is happening in the
everywhere,
world.
everywhere.
You see what I'm saying? It's a
Everywhere.
worldwide problem. Like,
Oh, well, I blame
we
the
got
World
so
Wide
much-
Web for
we-
that.
But it's the
Hello?
technology.
Yeah,
It's the
that's what I'm
technology.
saying.
The suburbs are combining with the hood.
Exactly.
You seen white people downtown. When I was a kid, I never seen.
You never seen white people downtown.
But see, that's the thing. They were down there first.
They was down. This the thing. I was the last of the seeing just black faces downtown. When they took when all the clubs disappeared from downtown, and all the owners just up and decided we don't want to deal with that urban type of crowd no more.
Yeah.
It was through. Because now white people weren't trying to come outside with young people under the age of 25. You got to think, when you went downtown during the day, that's when you seen white people. After 6 o'clock, white people was gone because you got to think it wasn't really nowhere for them to be housed downtown. Everything, if you stayed downtown back in the day, it wasn't nothing up to par for real, unless you stayed at the Jeffersonians and shit like that. But that's still further down Jefferson though. Older people type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's this shit different. Like, this shit way different. Like, they just found out like the little white boy that got killed in Southwest got killed by another white boy from Southwest.
Oh yeah, over the phone or something.
Over some phone shit.
Yeah.
He was
A
a 13-year-old
I
that
seen
shot
that.
a 12-year-old.
Yeah, I seen
No, he
that.
was 16.
Or a
He was
16-year-old just shot a
16.
12-year-old
Yeah,
over the phone.
phone.
Like,
yeah.
we ain't have that shit coming
That's
up, bro.
crazy.
Like, it's a whole different ball game with these kids.
Everybody want to have a gun.
Even if so, I look at it like this though. Like, even if you got a gun, right? Niggas just not putting their knuckles to the test, bro. Because nobody want to be the person who got knocked out on camera.
But and I was
because it
about
has
to
been
say,
for
and
so
this just
long.
goes back to why the World Wide Web. So
Yeah,
the
that's-
internet shit, bro. The internet wicked as hell, bro.
You feel what I'm saying?
That motherfucker wicked as hell.
Okay,
Yeah.
I did a bitch like that. It was
you-
5 bitches who jumped me, and every time I seen one of them, I caught them bitches with them. I don't play that shit.
But that was like the fun of it though. Like, oh yeah, like I mean, everybody not go.
Yeah, in the
Even if you feel
neighborhood
like
and
you won
everything
every
like
fight, you feel like, but dog got me more than I would like to
Almost
be gay.
definitely.
You feel what I'm saying? But niggas was just putting their knuckles to the test. Like, nobody doing that, bro.
And see, back then too, you had to be outside to see shit. Now you can be in the crib and see everything.
That's what
I
I'm
can
saying.
watch the whole concert off a lot.
Yeah.
You ain't even got to pay for a ticket.
Yeah, and it's like,
see what I'm saying?
Nah,
But what-
imagine being the nigga who got knocked out.
Exactly.
And
everybody's seeing it now. Because
Not
we
just
come
your
from the
neighborhood.
period.
You don't know
Everybody.
World, Craig.
There used to be some shit like with your cousin them. You don't watch your cousin get his ass beat. You know your cousin got his ass
Nah,
beat
everybody
as a
calling
kid.
you, everybody
But now
like, we
you ain't
see
about to tell the whole block because got to show cousin at the end of the day.
Right,
Because
you
now
ain't
I
about
got to
to
fight
go
you.
five
You see what I'm saying?
neighborhoods over. It'd be like, cuz you
Cuz
got
got his
beat up.
ass
You
beat
feel what I'm
type shit.
saying?
You know what I'm saying? It's not. We ain't about to do that because 9 times out of 10 when we beefing with the niggas 5 streets over for real.
Yeah.
And it's childhood beef type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like so, it's just different.
So let me
Our-
ask y'all
our
something. Y'all
childhood-
said
I
it's
ain't
the
gonna lie, our shit was
technology.
lit.
It's the technology. Where do y'all think the technology came from?
I mean, this is actually inevitable because, like, even like how we say nothing new under the sun, right? So it might not have been cameras back then. So when I say back then, so think about ancient Egypt, right? They had some technology that's we just scoff at now, but back then that
was
was the
considered
technology.
technology. Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
just nothing new under the sun. It's just the
It's evolving.
Yeah, the
Everything
evolution
evolving.
of it.
Yeah.
Because think about this, right? Now look at everybody in here. We looking at iPhones. We looking at iPads,
I
right?
already know what
We
you
used to
about to
have
say.
a big ass camera, and that was something to have. Now you wouldn't be caught dead walking around with that bitch.
Yep.
You feel me? So in 30 years, when we grandparents and shit,
What's gonna be the new thing?
Right? They gonna have cameras in their rings. You feel what I'm saying? Like, oh, hold on, I gotta talk to my
No,
wife. Hold on.
it's a pen that's like
feel
that.
what
It's a
I'm saying?
pen that can
Yeah.
record shit.
Yeah, you
So-
see what I'm saying?
Cameras. I mean, they got sunglasses right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
And-
sunglasses
Ray-Bans.
too.
But, and you got to think though, when you look outside, right? Just honestly think it had to been some type of technology for all of this shit because when you look outside, it's only ground, dirt, wood. You see what I'm saying? Where all this other shit come from? You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
mean, I know where it came
you feel
from,
me?
but I
But
just
it's
can't. I'm
just,
not
you
gonna
know?
talk about it on air.
Why not though? Because what you just say, you're gonna be held accountable. Throw it out there.
Come on, Sister Kendall, break it down.
All right, so
we
have
got,
y'all?
we got a minute left, so you gotta make it kind of
Okay, have y'all ever heard of the Greys,
The
No.
Grays. I ain't hip.
the reptilians?
Yeah, and the Anunnakis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So all of
y'all
that
deep.
technology came from them.
yeah.
So and they work with higher power that's over a lot of other shit that they gave to them to destroy us, the human race.
Yeah, cause we somebody technology.
Yeah, we are.
You feel what I'm saying? Like technically, you know what I'm saying? Like just think about your body before we get up out of here, right? Think about your body, right? On the outside, you think like, yeah, this cool. Like I got a heart, and then I got lungs, and I got kidneys. Now think about the inside of your body. Your heart, your lungs, and your kidneys, not even technically, they working in the same frame like a car, but they do something different. So think about a car when you lift up the hood.
Yeah.
That
And
stuff
technically
just
they
in
working
there
against each
together,
other too, yeah.
right? But it don't all work together.
Yeah,
You
that's
feel what I'm
true.
saying?
That's
So
true.
that's like with cancer. Cancer is just stuff working. Okay, no, let's use lupus. Lupus is a disease where your body literally works against the other organs, and that's how people pass from lupus because it'll shut their kidneys down.
down,
You
yeah.
feel what I'm saying? And it's like, but it's in your body. So it's this somebody technology. Just get better and better and better and better. Your daughter a better version of you. That's your technology.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, I keep telling you, ain't none of this shit real. We in a simulation.
The Sims.
We
Birds aren't real.
You hear me?
No,
None of this
that's
shit
the-
real.
I just say that we're in a third dimension right now.
Yeah.
All of us won't be able to go to the fourth and the fifth dimension because it's not unity. So a lot of people not going to cross over to that fifth dimension because it's no unity, it's no love, it's no peace. So guess what? A lot of people not gonna make it.
You
to
up on
see
Billy
us.
Carson?
Nope.
Y'all, everybody in here need to get up on Billy Carson.
I heard of Benny Carson. Though.
Billy Carson, he's the most educated historian on the face of the earth about all of these old civilizations and stuff. He's any black, you know what I mean? Because that name you wouldn't be able to tell. He's a black young dude a youngster from Florida. He probably about 40, but you wouldn't even know how he looks so young. Get up on Billy Carson. He'll break all of this down for you.
Yeah, 'cause-
and he been to every single place that people talk about. So if you say like, oh, the pyramids, he done been there. He done showed you. He'll show you what this is and how this is the same thing going on today. Even how the pyramids placed around the world, he'll tell you this is because those were launching pads for stuff like the Anunnaki and stuff. Because this is look how the dirt go. Like if you was taking off in the spaceship and stuff, like we had the opportunity to sit with him and on our show and stuff. Like he make you want to learn for yourself.
Okay.
And then it's like, once your eyes open, you get to seeing stuff a little bit different, and it's like, okay, I get it.
Come
You
up
feel
out
what
that
I'm
rabbit
saying?
hole.
Yeah.
Come up out that rabbit hole. But we gotta get up out of here. We gonna wrap it up, man. This must be two sides. Man.